Hello and welcome to another one of ADemonic's review slash trophy review. Today's game we're going to be reviewing is Until Dawn, a PS4 exclusive mad story driven single player game. Until Dawn is the story of 8 friends who become trapped on a mountain getaway gone wrong. Things go from bad to worse as they start to feel that they may not be the only ones on the top of this mountain getaway. This game takes elements from Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rains and adds the butterfly effect to tell a story with over 100 endings. As you play the game, everything you say or do or don't say or do creates a story with a unique ending. As you play the game, your actions may end up saving someone's life or getting them killed. With the game taking a huge effect on the butterfly effect, where actions early on can determine who survives until dawn, pun intended. So once again, this is Until Dawn. I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep this as spoiler free as possible, so that way you guys can watch this video and then move on to playing the game yourself without having too much spoiled for you. So that's actually the game. That's actually, a short review of the game. When you play the game, it does start off with these previously done, which does wonders for when you're streaming. So this is a really good game to stream.
What's going on? Where's my sister going? It was just a prank.
This is pretty much the second chapter, so you're pretty much only missing, or at least being spoiled, about 5% of the game. So I do apologize if that really does matter to you.
First off, I gotta say I am super excited to welcome.
But it's pretty cool as you play as you stream this game, where people will necessarily come in, and then as soon as you come in, they'll see this previously done. So that would answer a few questions that you necessarily don't have to say again. The gameplay of this game, or the gameplay and elements, is where when you control a character, you will move around, walk around, and interact with certain things to necessarily progress forward in the game. You can pick up items, pick up collectibles, which was amazing in this game, because every collectible you pick up has their own unique functions. They tell more part of the story and everything like that. They inform the character, they inform you. This awkward picture is so awkward. So it's definitely worth getting on the collectibles, especially not even just for the trophies or anything like that, but just to inform you yourself playing the game of what is going on in this game. As you play the game, this is a year. This game takes place 1 year from the opening event, the prologue of the game, where once again they're Josh, the character with the weird eyes from the picture, invites all his friends back over a year later. You necessarily have fun at a remote getaway, but you tend to see as you play the game that you find out more about what's going on in today's world. You tend to find out what's going on and what happened last year, and then you tend to find out what happened a few years ago and how that is related to what's going on today in the present. So with the interacting, once again, the form the player and the person you are playing as, you can also, when you talk to people, you do have dialogue that you can actually pick from, which I just did. The dialogue is just depending on if you want to act calmly or yell at a person, say something or not say anything. Even those actions there, they necessarily don't play a big part on necessarily getting someone killed or necessarily saving someone's lives, but it does affect the relationship that people have with each other, and it determines how they feel about each other in the end game, because in this game you can get everyone killed and you can also get everyone saved by surviving until dawn. When you necessarily get there, even if you save everyone, you can still have different opinions of each other. Necessarily, they say they say different things about each other and about what happened there, depending on, once again, the relationship with each other and the decisions you pick, which is even pretty cool because you can still save you can save everyone and still have necessarily different endings. So the characters, so the game, so the game itself takes place in 10 chapters. The first one is pretty much just in the prologue. The next 2 chapters are kind of boring themselves because they're necessarily just introducing the characters and letting everyone, find out, who they are, how their personality are, and just creating the scene. But when shit goes down, I do want to tell you, they do not let up. This game does get very intense, as of course, especially at the end of the game, with what's actually going on here. So another one of the gameplay elements that's in the game, at certain parts there's where you're necessarily trying to hide or something like that, they'll have these options where you need to don't move. What happens when you're in these actions where you need to not move? You literally need to not move your controller. Now, it would be a lot easier, of course, if you were able to either disable vibrations to your controller and put the controller on the table or something like that flat. But this game already saw that coming and disabled your ability to stop your controller from vibrating. So you'll literally have to stand there and hold your controller still while it vibrates. Of course, in the more intense parts, the game purposely makes the controller vibrate even more, which does add on a lot of pressure. It adds a lot of intense. You get your heart pounding, you start sweating, your palms get sweaty, and everything like that. And that's something I really do love about this game that not very few games have ever done. So that's something definitely to praise on. Another one of the things here is like that collectible I picked up. This is a little spoiler to the collectibles. I'm not going to show all of them or anything like that, but here, once again, I was telling you about the characters and everything like that. There are your character traits, who you are. Once again, that determines who your character is and everything like that as the game goes on. That it goes up and down. Your relationship with everyone, once again, for those unique endings where how they feel about someone, they really like this person, really don't like this person. You have your characters. The one on screen right now is Chris. This one you can okay, there you go. You can move their head here, which is, I don't know, it's pretty cool, I guess. You have Ashley, Emily, Jess, Josh, Matt, Mike, and Sam. One of the things I necessarily do not like about the game is some of the characters get a lot more screen time than others. My favorite character being Matt. He rarely gets any screen time, which is unfortunately, but once again, that's the way they play the game. I think if they probably had something to where they came in the day before or something like that, and the game was like a little bit longer, then they would probably have had more screen time for the characters and shared them out a little bit. Because some characters get a lot of screen time, and just based on who they are and everything like that, they just seem like a character that's meant to see the credits. So once again, the collectibles and everything like that. Here's necessarily the totems. The totems are like that thing I just picked up. They necessarily just show a short clip, and as you can see from the right, each totem necessarily foretells a possible event in the future. Depending on what you do, what you say, determines if that action becomes true. Once again, there's death, guidance, loss, danger, and fortune. Their meaning and everything like that is, accordingly, death is the possible death of a person who finds it. The vision of guidance for future choice. The potential loss of a friend. There's danger for the threat of a future danger, and then philosophy of a good fortune. So, from what I've guessed, is that if you see death, the person's dead. There's nothing you can do about it. If you see the action and guidance, and that's a good thing. It helps keep the characters alive and everything. Loss tends to be necessarily random, because some of the things that shown here could necessarily mean that, hey, you lost a friend. I think that could probably be emotional wise, but necessarily you'll see more when you play the game. There's danger. Pretty much when you see one of these, you pretty much risk the death of a character, and then fortune is once again a good thing if you see it. So it's pretty much guidance and fortune, or what you want to see. Danger and death is what you want to avoid, and loss is kind of in the middle. As you play the game, your actions and everything like that will show up here for the butterfly effect, where little things affect the game later. Once again, here's something that happens in the first chapter where Sam goes through Chris's stuff, but you can choose rather to do that or not do it. When and depending on what you do, depends on how people react to each other. Because you didn't go through his stuff, Chris trusts Sam a little bit more. There's a part where you choose not to shoot the squirrel, and it remains nature remains in balance and everything like that. So that's necessarily what that is. I know you probably saw that the events of the past at the bottom necessarily shows the events of the past. That is a huge spoiler, which is why I won't be playing it. But as you play the game, get collectibles, find out more what's going on. You will unlock more of the events in the past. It necessarily does not showcase like that. When you get it, it's more like bits and pieces. So when the first one you may get may be like halfway in, and it's like a 2-second clip. But as you get more and more of the clip gets filled in until you have the full actual story of what happened in the events of the past.
Come in for the kill.
So that's pretty much the review of the game, its gameplay and everything like that. If you like horror, scary, if you like Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, then I highly suggest playing this game. It's definitely it's definitely a good game, in my opinion. It's definitely probably became one of my favorite games. Not necessarily overall, just one of my top top 15, top 10 favorite games, with its unique aspect and everything like that. Another thing I actually did want to point out is that during these scenes there are times where you have to pick an action. And during this action you have a certain amount of time. So let's say there's a part where you're shooting cans and at a shooting range, and you're just shooting like cans and stuff like that. And what you have to do is you actually have to move the analog stick over to the can and actually shoot it. Later in the game, some of those actions where you have to pick what to shoot and everything like that, some of those they're done amazingly. Like if anything, they're probably one of my favorite gameplay aspects of this, other than the don't move, and probably they tie up for first. And I honestly would just love to just play all those little aim at this or pick this actions all over in like its own little boss rush mode or something like that. But that once again is the story of the game. We're next going to be moving on to the trophy review, so if you don't really care about that, you can go ahead and stop watching.
Here, use this.
So moving on until dawn trophies, we have 19 trophies, 4 bronze, 5 silver, 9 gold, and of course 1 platinum. Honestly, the trophies are not that hard at all. There's no difficulties or anything like that. It'll take you about you can do 1 playthrough, and then you'll have to go back and replay the game. So 1.5 playthroughs. What I first recommend when you play this game is play it blind. See what ending you get. On your second playthrough, you'll be completing the game, getting all the collectibles, and keeping everyone alive. Your third playthrough will be killing everyone and getting that ending. And then just if you missed the 1 or 2 trophies for whatever reason, you can just go back via chapter select and just select them real quick. So the trophy you're going to be looking for is Symphony of the Horror trophies. Once again, that's the platinum. We have 4 Daughters of Darkness. All of the girls survived until dawn. which is very simple. You just, if you save everyone, you'll get this trophy. Same thing with they all live, and then there's even one for the males. Which one is the quicker man? All the boys escape. And once again, those are all gold trophies. You have Don't Scare Jessica to Death, which is Jessica survived her night of terror. Once again, that's just, if you keep her alive, you'll get that trophy. All 8 friends live. Don't Scare Jessica is a silver. You have This Is the End, no one survives until dawn. That's the kill everyone trophy, of course. You have the collectibles, which is the Tale of Two Sisters, the Faithful Descent. You have the Opening Their Eyes, and then the Night of the Totem Hunter, which is necessarily just collecting all the collectibles for the twins, the 1952, the Mystery Men, and just once again finding them all. And then you have trophies based on decisions you do. You have the Fatal Grudge, which is Chris chooses to shoot Ashley. You have the Exorcist of Emily when Mike shoots Emily. You have Ashley Snaps when Ashley snaps and let Chris die. Outside decision-based trophy, that's the only silver one. All the others are bronze. You let the wrong one in. Ashley or Chris opens the trap door and lets the monster in. We have Let M in, which is Mike allowed Emily to stay in the basement. Oh, and I do apologize, there's another silver, which is Instant Inferno. Sam immediately flicked the switch to set the large blade, and then I don't really keep down the decisions, but I guess so it does for these last few, which I completely forgot. But there's the Skillful Wolfman. Mike kept the wolf alive through the Sanctuary. Of course, that's actually a gold trophy, keeping the wolf alive. You have Scream 2. Mike cut off his fingers and set him free from the bear trap for the silver. And you have the Psychopath, which is Sam or Ashley attack the Psycho with a weapon, getting you a silver trophy. And then those are necessarily all the trophies to the game. Once again, it shouldn't take you that long. I recommend the 3 playthroughs, or 2.5, where you once again play normally. Do the one where you save everyone, get all the collectibles, and then when you just kill everyone and then anything left over. And honestly, shouldn't take you any longer than like 20-25 hours. Average is around 15 to 20. Not very hard, no glitch trophies. None of them are missable, as you can go through via chapter select, but that necessarily is the review / trophy review of Until Dawn. I do want to thank you if you did watch all the way through. If you necessarily want to support me, all the links to my Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, and everything like that will be in the description below. Do want to thank you, and Until Dawn. I got nothing. I'm sorry. I was gonna leave on the pun, but I don't got diddly do. Thank you, everyone. Take care.